there guys, welcome back to another video. Now in this one we're going to be following on from the previous gold video a couple of weeks or so ago. This is going to be a continuation for the run from the buys that we took from the 1689 area. Again, so if you missed the previous video, be sure to check that out first and then come back to this one. It's just going to keep you in the loop a little bit more and just be a bit easier for you guys to follow along with everything as well. Now before we do jump into the trades, I do want to mention as well at some point within this video there is going to be a little surprise, so stay alert and hopefully you can take advantage of that as well. But without further ado, we'll have a look at the trades that we took and the reason behind it as well. Now as we can see on screen, this sell here was the one that we covered in the last video, so as mentioned, if you've not watched that, link will be in the description, or you can just go over to the channel and check that out as well. But obviously, as I'm sure if you have watched that video, you'll be aware, the remaining, or the runner from that position did unfortunately come back and stop us break even. But of course, we've still got the runners going from the buys down at 1689 as well. So the next area for us, again, using the same fib that we did previously as we took the 61 with the 200 for this sell, we were looking at the 78 here. And as we can see from this zone here, and if I just go to a daily time frame, it'll be a little bit easier to see. We can see here, at this area, we've got a very strong key level, a lot of wick rejections in and around this area. You can see this structure which has been created now from these wicks as well. Price has broken through, it's come back up to retest. We've got a 78 fib and we've also got the 50 EMA on the daily, just as a bit of extra confluence there as well. Now if we have a look to see how that did play out towards the trade, as we can see, at this point here, it did come, I think it's the next candle, it did come very, very close, as you can see, to the area and then made a move back down. So for me personally, what I did in this instance is the area we were looking at was 1782.5. Now what I did was amended my pending slightly. So I left the original pending at 1782, but only with half of my original risk. And I set the other half of my original risk at the top of the zone, so at 1784 area, give or take, purely due to the fact that price had come very, very close here, but hadn't quite triggered us in and had made a retracement back down. So that's what we did in regards to the entries, hence why you'll see two separate positions, because we did just split the risk over the zone. Now if we have a look to see how that played out, it did make a reasonable move back down, but then it did have a big spike up, which did trigger both of our pending orders in the top and the bottom of the zone, which was brilliant, and it did then go on to make a considerable move down. I'll put a screenshot on screen here of course when it did go live, and then I think the next candle following that, it did go on to hit its 100 pip TP. Again, I'll put another picture somewhere on screen so you can see that as well. But that did play out very, very nicely. Again, at 100 pips in profit, we took a partial as always and put our stop loss to break even and did leave a runner to go on. We did then have a look at this buy zone here, which I will also break down because we did look at rolling the remaining profits on the sell into the buy as well, to either eliminate a little bit of risk or to increase the risk-free, depending on what was on the runner, of course, as well. But before we do look at the buy trade, I do just want to mention, for you guys that do stick around and obviously support us with the YouTube videos, just as a thank you from myself and Sam, we are going to be doing 25% off the analysis group. There is only going to be 10 spaces available, so you do need to be quick if you do want to get involved. All you need to do is go over to the website, again link will be in the description, and use code YouTube25 at checkout. That'll give you 25% off your first month with the analysis group as well. So if you do want to make use of that, get over to the website, stick that discount code in at checkout, and hopefully we'll see you in the group. But besides that, let's have a look at the buy. We'll get rid of the sell fib, and we can start having a look at the reasons behind this buy trade that we did take. So if we have a look, for this particular trade, all it was just a fib of the most recent move up, as you can see, which is this move here. And as we can see, we had a 38 fib line up here. Now, if we just jump down onto the hourly, just so we can see it a little bit better, because it was an hourly trade, we did obviously have this area marked up. So we had the 100 EMA and we had the 38 fib. And then, of course, we did have the round number give or take, although we did enter at 1759.5, as you'll be able to see on screen somewhere now. Yeah, we did have the round number ever so slightly above of 1760 as well, which again was there for further confluence. Now, if we have a look how price reacted to that level, what I'm going to do, just for the sake of the process of it, I'm going to jump down to the hourly just so we can see the candles better as well. So if we have a quick look how it reacted, it did trigger us straight into the area, leave a nice wick, and then it did play around a little bit. Now we can see here it did have a big spike up, a spike of, give or take, from its lowest point 100 pips. Now of course we did get in here, so at this point it wasn't quite enough for us to TP and go stop loss break even, so we were kind of made to be a little bit more patient with this trade. But it does happen. They're not all going to be instant TPs, unfortunately. But if we have a quick look, we can see here from the level now, we were looking up here, so we can see on this wick here, it spiked straight into our TP perfectly, so we were able to take a partial from that buy. Again, as I mentioned, we'd rolled the remaining risk from the sell into that buy to again either make it risk-free or increase the risk as well. The partial was then of course taken on the buy and stop loss was moved to break even. So at that point, you know, we banked profits from the sell, we banked profits from the buy, we had a sell and a buy runner running. So whichever way it goes, of course, we'll make money. And until either runner's stopped, break even, then we can take a trade either way, risk-free of course. So let's have a look, see what happened after that. So we did take, again, a partial on the buy and move stop loss to break even. Now it did have, as you can see here, a bit of a spike down. Unfortunately, it did take us out here, as you can see in this big candle, at break even, and then go on to do an even bigger move than what we did take. However, the target was 100 pips. The runners are just there to enable you to either trade risk-free or trade with increased risk, risk-free. So again, like I say, we were able to take a nice 100 pips from the sell and another 100 pips from the buy as well. So two very, very good trades in relatively quick succession on gold there as well. There is another trade that we have taken since then, so that'll be broken down in the next video. So again, it'll just be a follow-on to this video. Also, don't mention the discount, so of course, make the most of that. If you do want to get involved, hopefully we'll see you in the group. Again, we hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. But otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.